your favorite podcast for learning English. My name is Adam, and I am here with my wonderful co-host, Julia.
Hi everyone, I'm Julia. We are so happy to have you with us today. We have a very interesting topic to discuss.
Yes, Julia. Today we are going to talk about the role of English in global communication. This is a very important topic because English is used all around the world.
That's right, Adam. English helps people from different countries communicate with each other. It is used in many areas of life, like business, travel, and on the internet.
Exactly. In today's episode, we will talk about why English is so important. We will give you some examples of how English is used in different fields. We will also share some tips for learning English.
We will also have some fun conversations in English to show you how it is used in real life. And we have a special story about a person who learned English and how it changed their life.
Yes, it's going to be a great episode. So, whether you are just starting to learn English or you want to improve your skills, this podcast is for you.
We hope you enjoy it and learn a lot from it. So, let's get started.
Let's start by talking about why English is important for global communication. So, Julia, why is English so important for global communication?
Good question, Adam. English is important for many reasons. First, it is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. People use it to talk to each other, even if they are from different countries.
Yes, Julia. In fact, English is the official language in many countries and is used as a second language in many more. It is estimated that about 1.5 billion people speak English, either as their first or second language.
That's a huge number. And this number is growing every day. More and more people are learning English because it helps them in many ways.
Exactly. Let's talk about some of the ways English is used in global communication. One of the main areas is business. English is the international language of business. Companies from different countries use English to communicate with each other.
That's right. For example, if a company in Japan wants to do business with a company in Germany, they often use English to talk and write emails. This makes it easier for them to understand each other and make deals.
Yes, and English is also important for travel. When people travel to different countries, they often use English to ask for directions, order food, and check into hotels. It helps them communicate with locals and other travelers.
Let's imagine you are traveling to a country where you don't speak the local language. You can use English to ask for help. For example, you can say, "Excuse me, where is the nearest train station?" Most people will understand you and help you.
That's a good example, Julia. English is also the main language of the internet. Many websites and social media platforms use English. This means that if you know English, you can access a lot of information and connect with people all over the world.
Yes, and this is very helpful for students and professionals. They can read articles, watch videos, and take online courses in English. It helps them learn new things and improve their skills.
Absolutely. English is also used in science and technology. Many scientific papers and research studies are published in English. This helps scientists share their work with others and collaborate on projects.
That's very important, Adam. When scientists from different countries work together, they can make great discoveries and solve big problems. English helps them communicate their ideas and findings.
Let's not forget about entertainment. English is the language of many popular movies, TV shows, and songs. People enjoy watching and listening to them. It helps them learn English in a fun way.
Yes, watching movies and listening to music in English can improve your listening skills and vocabulary. It's a fun way to practice English.
So, to summarize, English is important for global communication because it is widely spoken, used in business, travel, on the internet, in science and technology, and in entertainment.
And remember, there are about 1.5 billion English speakers in the world. Learning English can help you connect with many people and open up many opportunities.
That's right, Julia. English is a powerful tool for communication. It helps us understand each other and work together, no matter where we come from.
So, if you are learning English, keep practicing. It will help you in many ways and open many doors for you.
Now, let's talk about how English is used in different fields. We will start with business. Julia, how is English used in international business?
English is the main language of international business. Companies from different countries use English to talk to each other. It helps them make deals and work together. For example, if a company in China wants to buy products from a company in the United States, they use English to communicate.
That's right. Let's imagine a simple business conversation. I will be the manager of a company in Germany, and you will be the manager of a company in Brazil.
Okay, let's start.
Hello, Julia. How are you today?
Hello, Adam. I am fine, thank you. How are you?
I am good, thank you. I would like to talk about our new project.
Sure. What do you have in mind?
We are planning to launch a new product next month. We would like to know if your company can supply the materials we need.
Yes, we can. Can you send me the details?
Of course. I will send you an email with all the information.
Thank you, Adam. We look forward to working with you.
Thank you, Julia. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
That was a simple business conversation in English. It helps companies from different countries work together.
Yes. And now let's talk about travel. When people travel to different countries, they often use English to ask for directions, order food, and check into hotels. It helps them communicate with locals and other travelers.
That's right. Let's have a travel conversation. I will be a tourist and you will be a local person.
Okay, let's start.
Excuse me, can you help me? Where's the nearest bus stop?
The bus stop is over there, near the big tree.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a nice day.
That was a simple travel conversation in English. It helps travelers find their way and get help.
Yes, and English is also very important on the internet. Many websites and social media platforms use English. This means that if you know English, you can access a lot of information and connect with people all over the world.
That's right. Websites like Google, Facebook, and YouTube use English. People use these websites to find information, watch videos, and talk to friends. Let's give some examples.
Sure. On Google, you can search for anything in English. For example, if you want to know the weather in New York, you can type "weather in New York" and you will get the information in English.
Yes, and on Facebook, people use English to post updates, share photos, and chat with friends. They can also join groups and pages to meet people with similar interests.
And on YouTube, you can watch videos in English. There are many educational channels that teach English, like the English Globe. Watching videos helps you improve your listening skills and learn new words.
That's a great point, Julia. The internet is a great tool for learning English and connecting with people around the world. English is the main language of the internet, and it opens up many opportunities.
So, to summarize, English is used in business to help companies from different countries work together. It is used in travel to help people communicate and find their way. And it is the main language of the internet, helping people access information and connect with others.
Yes, learning English can help you in many areas of life. Keep practicing and using English every day. It will help you improve and open many doors for you.
That's right. English is a powerful tool for communication. It helps us understand each other and work together, no matter where we come from.
So, keep learning and practicing English. You will see the benefits in many areas of your life. Now, let's talk about how to learn English effectively. Learning a new language can be challenging, but with the right tips and resources, it can be a fun and rewarding experience.
That's right, Adam. Let's start with some tips for learning English. First, it's important to practice every day. Even if it's just for a few minutes, daily practice helps you remember what you've learned and improve your skills.
Yes, consistency is key. You can start by setting small goals, like learning 5 new words each day, or practicing speaking for 10 minutes. Over time, these small efforts add up and make a big difference.
Another great tip is to listen to English as much as possible. You can listen to English music, watch English movies, or listen to English podcasts like the English Globe. This helps you get used to the sounds and rhythm of the language.
That's a good point, Julia. Listening helps improve your pronunciation and understanding of how words are used in sentences. You can also try repeating what you hear to practice speaking.
Speaking of speaking, don't be afraid to speak English. Practice with friends, join a language exchange group, or talk to yourself in English. The more you speak, the more confident you will become.
Yes, and making mistakes is okay. It's a part of learning. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and improve. So don't be afraid to make mistakes and ask for help when you need it.
Another tip is to read in English. You can read books, articles, or even comic books. Reading helps you learn new words and understand how they are used in context.
That's right. Start with simple books or materials that match your level. As you get better, you can challenge yourself with more difficult texts. Also, try to write in English. Keeping a journal or writing short stories can help you practice writing and organize your thoughts in English.
Great tips, Adam. Now, let's talk about some resources available for learning English. There are many websites, apps, and books that can help you.
Yes, one popular website is Duolingo. It's a free app that offers fun and interactive lessons. You can practice reading, writing, listening, and speaking with Duolingo.
Another good website is BBC Learning English. It offers a variety of lessons and activities for all levels. You can watch videos, listen to audio clips, and take quizzes to test your knowledge.
And don't forget about YouTube. There are many channels dedicated to teaching English, like the English Globe. You can watch lessons, practice with exercises, and learn at your own pace.
That's right. There are also many good books for learning English. Some popular ones include English Grammar in Use by Raymond Murphy and Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. These books cover grammar, vocabulary, and more.
Yes, and there are also many apps that can help you learn English on the go. Besides Duolingo, you can try apps like Memrise, HelloTalk, and Babbel. These apps offer different ways to practice and improve your English.
So, with all these resources, you have many options to choose from. Find the ones that work best for you and use them regularly.
Learning English takes time and effort, but don't get discouraged. Keep practicing and using English every day. You will see improvement over time.
And remember, it's okay to take small steps. Every step you take brings you closer to your goal. Celebrate your progress no matter how small it may seem.
Yes, learning a language is a journey. Enjoy the process and have fun with it. Try to incorporate English into your daily life in a way that feels natural and enjoyable for you.
Finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Join a language class, find a tutor, or ask friends who speak English to practice with you. There are many people and resources that can support you on your learning journey.
So, to summarize, practice every day, listen to English, don't be afraid to speak, read and write in English, use available resources, and ask for help when needed. With these tips, you can learn English effectively and enjoy the process.
We believe in you. Keep going, stay motivated, and you will achieve your goals. Remember, every step you take is progress. You can do it.
That's right, Julia. Keep learning and practicing. We are here to support you on your journey.
Thank you for listening to the English Globe. We hope these tips and resources help you on your path to learning English.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Keep practicing and stay motivated. See you next time. Now let's move on to some real-life examples. We have stories from people who have benefited greatly from learning English. These stories can be very inspiring and show how English can change lives.
That's right, Adam. Let's start with the story of Maria from Spain. Maria started learning English in school, but she didn't take it very seriously. However, when she got a job at an international company, she realized how important English was. She started taking evening classes and practicing every day.
That's a great example, Julia. Maria's hard work paid off. She became very good at English and was promoted to a position where she traveled to many different countries for business. She said that knowing English opened up many opportunities for her and helped her grow in her career.
Yes, Maria said. Learning English was the best decision I made for my career. It was challenging at first, but with practice, I got better. Now I can communicate with people from all over the world, and it's an amazing feeling.
That's very inspiring, Julia. Another story is about Ahmed from Egypt. Ahmed learned English because he loved technology and wanted to read the latest articles and books in English. He taught himself by watching videos and reading online.
Ahmed's story is very interesting. He became very skilled in his field and got a job at a top tech company in the United States. He said that learning English was crucial for his success.
Ahmed said, "English opened the door to a world of knowledge for me. It allowed me to learn from the best in the industry and work with amazing people. It's not just a language, it's a key to endless opportunities."
That's a powerful statement, Adam. Let's also talk about May from China. May always wanted to travel and see the world. She knew that learning English would help her communicate while traveling. She took online courses and practiced with friends.
Yes, May's English improved a lot, and she started traveling to different countries. She made many new friends and had wonderful experiences. She said that knowing English made her travels much easier and more enjoyable.
May shared, "Learning English has made my travel experiences so much richer. I can talk to people, understand different cultures, and navigate easily. It's amazing how a common language can bring people together."
These stories show how learning English can open many doors, whether it's for career advancement, accessing knowledge, or making travel more enjoyable.
That's right. Now, let's hear from some English learners about their experiences. We have some quotes from our listeners who have been learning English with us.
Here's a quote from Carlos in Brazil. He says, "Listening to the English Globe has helped me improve my listening and speaking skills. I practice every day and feel more confident speaking English at work and with friends."
That's wonderful to hear, Adam. Another listener, Aisha from Kenya, says, "The tips and stories on this podcast motivate me to keep learning. I've been able to help my children with their English homework and communicate better at my job."
It's great to see how our podcast is helping people around the world. We also have a message from Raj in India. He says, "Learning English has opened many opportunities for me. I'm able to attend international conferences and connect with professionals in my field."
These real-life examples and quotes show the impact of learning English. It's not just about learning a language, it's about opening up new possibilities and connecting with the world.
Yes, and if you're listening to this podcast, you're already on the right path. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and remember that every step you take is progress.
We hope these stories inspire you to continue learning English and see the many benefits it can bring to your life.
Thank you for listening to these real-life examples. We believe in you and are here to support you on your journey to learning English.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Keep going and never give up. See you next time on the English Globe.
Now, we've come to our Q&A session. We've received some great questions from our listeners, and we're excited to answer them. If you have any questions, you can always send them to us, and we'll try to answer them in our next episode.
That's right, Adam. Let's start with our first question. This one is from Maria in Mexico. She asks, what are some good ways to practice speaking English if I don't have anyone to talk to?
That's a great question, Maria. One way to practice speaking English on your own is to talk to yourself. You can describe what you're doing, what you see around you, or what you're thinking. This helps you get used to forming sentences in English.
Another way is to use language learning apps that have speaking exercises. Apps like Duolingo and Babbel have features where you can practice speaking and get feedback on your pronunciation.
Yes, and you can also try recording yourself. You can record your voice while reading a book or practicing a dialogue, and then listen to the recording. This helps you hear how you sound and identify areas for improvement.
Great tips, Adam. Our next question is from Ahmed in Egypt. He asks, what are some useful websites for learning English?
There are many useful websites for learning English, Ahmed. One of the most popular is BBC Learning English. It has lessons for all levels, from beginners to advanced learners. They offer videos, audio clips, and quizzes to help you practice.
Another great website is VOA Learning English. It provides news stories and other content written in simple English. It's a good way to practice reading and listening while keeping up with current events.
Yes, and don't forget about YouTube. Channels like the English Globe offer a variety of lessons and exercises. You can find videos on grammar, vocabulary, and pronunciation, as well as real-life conversations and stories.
Those are excellent resources. Now, let's move on to our next question from Lee in China. She asks, how can I improve my English listening skills?
Improving listening skills takes practice, Lee. One way is to listen to English every day. You can listen to English music, watch movies, or listen to podcasts like the English Globe. Try to choose content that interests you, so it's more enjoyable.
Yes, and try to listen actively. This means paying close attention to what you hear and trying to understand the main ideas. You can also take notes or repeat what you hear to help reinforce what you've learned.
Another tip is to practice with different accents. English is spoken with many different accents around the world, so it's helpful to get used to hearing them. You can find videos or podcasts with speakers from different countries to practice.
Great advice, Adam. Our next question is from Raj in India. He asks, what are some good books for learning English?
There are many good books for learning English, Raj. One of the most recommended is English Grammar in Use by Raymond Murphy. It's a comprehensive guide to English grammar with clear explanations and practice exercises.
Another popular book is Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis. It focuses on building your vocabulary with fun and easy-to-follow exercises. It's a great book for expanding your word knowledge.
Yes, and for reading practice, you can try the Oxford Bookworm's Library. It's a series of graded readers with stories for different levels. Reading these books can help you improve your reading skills and learn new vocabulary and context.
Excellent suggestions, Adam. Our last question for today is from Sarah in Italy. She asks, how can I stay motivated to learn English?
Staying motivated can be challenging, Sarah, but it's important to find ways to keep yourself engaged. One way is to set clear and achievable goals. For example, You can aim to learn a certain number of new words each week or finish a lesson each day.
Yes, and try to make learning fun. Choose activities that you enjoy, like watching movies, listening to music, or reading books in English. You can also join language exchange groups or online communities where you can practice with others.
Another tip is to track your progress. Keep a journal of what you've learned and celebrate your achievements. Seeing how far you've come can be very motivating.
And remember to be patient with yourself. Learning a language takes time, and it's normal to have ups and downs. Stay positive and keep practicing, and you will see progress.
Those are all great tips, Julia. We hope these answers help our listeners. If you have more questions, please send them to us, and we'll try to answer them in future episodes.
Thank you for your questions, everyone. We're here to support you on your journey to learning English. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and don't give up.
Yes, thank you for listening to the English Globe. We hope you found this Q&A session helpful. See you next time. We've reached the end of today's episode of the English Globe. Let's take a moment to summarize the main points we discussed.
Absolutely, Adam. Today we explored the role of English in global communication. We started by discussing why English is such a crucial language for connecting people around the world. We looked at how English is widely used in various fields, including business, travel, and the internet.
Yes, we provided examples of how English helps people communicate in international business, makes traveling easier, and is the dominant language online. We also shared simple dialogues to illustrate these scenarios, which helped show how English is used in real-life situations.
Then, we talked about effective ways to learn English. We covered practical tips, such as practicing daily, listening to English content, speaking without fear, and incorporating reading and writing into your routine. We also highlighted valuable resources like language learning apps, websites, and books that can support your studies.
That's right, Julia. We also shared inspiring real-life stories of people who have benefited from learning English. We heard from Maria, Ahmed, and May, who each had unique experiences showing how English opened new doors for their careers, travel, and personal growth.
And in our Q&A session, we answered questions from our listeners. We discussed how to practice speaking English alone, recommended websites and apps, and provided tips for improving listening skills. We also talked about good books for learning English and ways to stay motivated throughout your learning journey.
As we wrap up, we want to encourage you to keep learning and practicing English. Remember, learning a new language is a gradual process. Stay dedicated, practice regularly, and use the resources available to you. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and keep pushing forward.
Yes, and don't forget that making mistakes is a natural part of learning. Each mistake is a step toward improvement. Be patient with yourself and stay positive. Your efforts will pay off in the long run.
For our next episode, we have an exciting topic lined up. We'll be discussing the importance of English in education. We'll explore how English is used in schools and universities around the world and how it can help you access better educational opportunities.
Can you tell me why English is so important in global communication?
I think it's because so many people speak it. Isn't it one of the most spoken languages?
True, but it's not just about the number of speakers. What else do you think makes it so influential?
Maybe because a lot of businesses use English, like international companies.
That's a good point. English is often called the language of business. Why do you think that is?
Probably because big companies from English-speaking countries like the US and the UK have a lot of influence.
Exactly. Historically, countries like those played a major role in shaping global trade and industries. But do you think it's just about business?
No, I guess not. English is also used in movies, music, and social media. It's everywhere.
That's right. It's the language of global pop culture, which means people are exposed to it all the time. Does that make it easier for people to learn?
Probably. People hear English in songs or movies even before they study it. But I still think it's a bit hard to learn.
It can be tricky, especially with grammar and pronunciation. Do you think it's fair that so many people are expected to learn English to communicate globally?
I'm not sure. It's useful, but it feels like a lot of pressure on non-native speakers.
You mentioned it feels like a lot of pressure for non-native speakers. Do you think this creates an advantage for native English speakers?
Definitely, native speakers don't have to put in the same effort to learn another language, and they already understand all the slang and cultural expressions.
That's true. But do you think native speakers ever face challenges when communicating globally in English?
Maybe if they speak too fast or use idioms that others don't understand.
Exactly. Sometimes native speakers don't realize how difficult their way of speaking can be for others. Do you think English should change to be simpler for global communication?
That's an interesting idea. Maybe it could, but how would that even work?
Some people argue that international English is already developing a more neutral version of the language without too much slang or complex grammar. Have you noticed anything like that?
Yeah, I've seen that in emails or when people from different countries talk online. The sentences are short and easy to understand.
Exactly. It's a way to make sure everyone can participate in the conversation. Do you think this kind of English feels different from what we learn in school?
Oh, definitely. In school, we focus so much on grammar rules and perfect sentences, but in real life, it's more about being understood.
That's a great observation. Communication is more about clarity than perfection. But what about creativity? Do you think using English limits how people express themselves?
Maybe. In my language, there are some words or ideas that don't have an exact translation in English. It can feel like something gets lost.
That's a common challenge. But on the other hand, learning English also gives people access to ideas and cultures from all over the world. Do you think that's an advantage?
For sure. If I didn't know English, I wouldn't be able to watch so many shows, read books, or even talk to people from other countries. It feels like it connects everyone.
That's the beauty of a global language, it bridges gaps. Do you think English will always be the main global language, or could something else take its place?
I'm not sure. Maybe another language like Mandarin or Spanish could become more popular, but it feels like English is too big to lose its spot.
You're right, it's deeply established in so many areas, like science, technology, and education. But do you think it's important to balance learning English with preserving other languages?
Definitely. I think people should still speak their native languages because that's part of who they are. English is useful, but it shouldn't replace everything.
That's such an important point. A global language can connect us, but diversity in languages is what makes the world so rich.